Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Avaz Entertainment in Canada around the globe. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I am your host. Tonight we'll talk about 2021 first quarter market update. With me is my dear friend Ken Finch. He is a broker, FRI, CPM, joining with us from Oakville. How you doing, Ken?
Hello, I am excellent. Thank you, Tahir, for having me on the program. So yeah, I'm excited to go over the stats for various areas around the GTA for the first quarter of 2021.
Yeah, it's amazing. Viewers, in first quarter from last March to this March, our sale has increased 97% from last March to this March. Unbelievable. We have, in accordance with the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board report on March, 7,945 property was sold in 2020. And this year in March, we sold 15,652. 97% increase in sale. Isn't it amazing?
This is phenomenal. Back a few months ago, I was on the program, and we get our information from the experts, and plus we analyze a bit of what our experience is. And I said that prices would increase about 5%. I think Tahir, you said about 10%, but unbelievable. No one could have expected this type of price increase and volume increase in 2021 in the middle of the pandemic. But, the low mortgage rates coupled with shortage of inventory has really driven prices up. And I still don't know how volume is up this much, but, people want to get into a bigger home. They're not spending as much money on entertainment and vacations. So people are looking to either upgrade or downgrade their home to accommodate their lifestyle now, because everyone is at home, so the houses are of the utmost importance.
Now, the other thing is talk about the average price, and we talk about what the challenges we have. We're going to discuss that. So average price has increased from 902,787 in March 2020 to 1,097,565, which is 21.6% from last March to this March. Our sale has increased 97%, and our price. Now imagine that. How can you afford a house now if the increase is 21.6% for an average person who wants to upgrade?
Yes.
Viewers, just keep in mind, this is an average price based on 416 and 905 area, GTA areas. And we'll talk about individual prices for detached home, townhome, semis, and apartment. The question that I have here, Ken, we need to talk about it. We have multiple offers going on every single property now. Okay? Sellers are setting a date. Sometimes realtors are listing lower than what is being sold in the market to create a competition. How long this practice will continue, buyer not knowing what the real value of the property is before they jump into offers?
It's very confusing for buyers, especially first-time home buyers, because people don't believe, 100,000, 200, 300,000 over the asking price, because what realtors are doing, they're pricing properties below market value. which creates interest and creates a bidding war, and people have to offer a price of market value. But say a property has a market value of 800,000. A realtor will price it, say, at 700,000. And then, there's some buyers that are frustrated, and they know that 800,000 is the market value, but they've been looking for months and they've lost out on several bidding wars, multiple offer situations. So, they may go, say 50,000 over the market value, and that is the new market value. So it's, it's a bit of a game, but if you call Tahir or myself, we'll explain everything, because right now it is a super seller's market. So with a super seller's market, you really have to have an experienced realtor like Tahir or myself, and we can guide you and explain what is happening, because the industry is so specific to the time that you're in. In the springtime, after this, we're in the Toronto, the Mississauga, the Peel region. We are in a lockdown right now. I'm in Halton, which is not or actually the whole province is in lockdown. But the rules keep changing. So after the lockdown, things might change. There may be a flood of homes that go on the market, and which will make it easier for you to buy if you're a buyer. It all depends on what's happening right now in the industry. And today it's a super seller's market. There's a shortage of inventory, and prices are going quite high over market value.
And I can surprisingly, this is something that I look at the Market Watch report from TRAB, showing that there was a 57.3% more properties in the market.
Yes.
It's no longer a shortage of supply.
Oh, okay, the shortage of no longer. But the problem actually, it's not the shortage of supply, it's the shortage of the available properties for the number of buyers. So
it all has to do with a certain affordability issue for certain threshold that people can afford to buy it, and they see a property in their area. The biggest concern is number one, these properties are now speculative pricing now. They become real value property when it's sold. But if there is any minor correction in the marketplace, then the lender who is the vendor or the buyer who has bought a property and secured a mortgage, and they want to close it in 3-4 months down the line, and some correction happens, they won't be able to get the same mortgage they got approval, because bank will not give them the money if the price reduction happened. Remember, it happened in 2019, 2017, when the new fair housing law came in and prices went way down. At the end, it was about 3% over the year, but it increased 33% from January to March. Right. Then it went down 30% at the end, overall about 3% increase. It appears that it's not happening because the market has absorbed any changes to foreign buyers getting 15% paid, all the rules that are introduced by Ontario government. So because the interest rates are so low, as you know, I'm a principal mortgage broker. I have a license to talk about that. And price is low, the people are taking bigger and bigger mortgages now because of interest rate. What will happen if they lose the job or something happens because this lockdown is continuing, is impacting the economy? I don't think this stimulus package is enough to bring back this economy unless something happens. So what is your concern about it if there is a correction or interest rates start going up?
Yes.
People who have bought the property at a high price, they won't be able to close, or they need to fill the gap based on the appraised value versus what they purchased.
That's right. That's a very good point to hear, because you need to speak to a mortgage professional as well, like Tahir. Tahir is very experienced in mortgage financing as well. You have to make sure that you have enough of a down payment in case the property that you're purchasing does not get appraised for that amount. So if you buy a property for $800,000 and then the lender appraises it at $750,000, you need that extra $50,000 to qualify for the mortgage. So that's why you need to consider all angles and all details. So you need to work with an experienced professional, because there has been problems, because a lot of the times with the purchase of a home, you cannot go in with a condition of a home inspection. You cannot have a condition for mortgage financing. You can still do a home inspection. You can tell the listing agent that you want to do a home inspection, at some point before the closing, just so you know what you're getting into and what type of property you're purchasing. But you cannot have it conditional. And so on a financing or home inspection, if you want to be successful and basically win the purchase of that home, because I've lost out. I've put in conditions for my clients, because they said we absolutely need a home inspection. And I've had situations where my client had a higher price on the purchase and we were declined because the other buyers from other realtors, they had no conditions and they were successful at confirming the purchase. So it is, you need to work with an experienced realtor to advise you and guide you on what to do, because your realtor will act on your best interest and tell you that, this may not qualify with the appraisal, the appraisal. So you have to be careful with that.
Because Ken, you have a good point, and this is what I am saying is I have the similar situation. I'm trying to buy a property. Inspection based on visual inspection, you are able to assess that how much you approximately need to improve that the house, or you need to change the window or furnace or other things. And you can bring the inspector, you talk to the seller. But because of COVID, nothing is being done now. And I highly recommend to sellers to provide an inspection report. Therefore, you cut down one step. It gives a level of comfort to the buyer that there was an inspection and things were identified, so they can calculate the risk that is involved with moving into the house. So it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a very good point to hear. Sellers should really have a home inspection available, and that way you're disclosing any deficiencies that may be involved with the property. Because if you know about a problem with your home and you don't disclose that, you're liable. So if you have the home inspection, you say, this is the complete report. And in today's market, in April 2021, it doesn't really matter. The buyers will factor in any repairs or maintenance that are required. And, it's definitely, prices are up, depending on the community, 20, 30, 40, 50%. It is a super seller's market. So it's not a problem, but yeah, you definitely should have a home inspection just for full disclosure.
Okay, viewers, as you can see, that average price based on Toronto Regional Real Estate Board is $1.7 million in 416, and 905 is $1.32 million. A detached home, not specific to 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, or any specific figure. This is general average price. And you can see the average price has increased in 416, a detached home, 19.2% from last March to this March. And surprisingly, for 905 area, 31.4% increase in 905 area. 905 area includes Peel Region, Brampton, Mississauga, Milton, Oakville, all those areas included. So can you tell me what's going on in the Oakville area or with your brokerage? Anything you want to share right now?
Yeah, no, definitely. I've got some different stats here. So let's see. So for Oakville, the average price year to date is 29.5%. So basically 30% increase in prices. Volume is up 74.1. So 75% volume. So yeah, like you said, Tahir, the sales are, the inventory is there, but the demand is much, much greater. And the average days on market are 14 days, 2 weeks is the average days on market. And compared to last year, that's up about 35%. So, it's unbelievable. The average sale price in Oakville is $1,480,000. So almost $1.5 million for a freehold home. So unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And this viewer, this is just a general average. If you have to find out exact value of your property that you have, or you want to buy or you want to sell, you either if you are going in Oakville, talk to Ken Finch. Or if you are in a P region, other area, you can call me. We can help you. Because very important thing is education. Do not get emotional. Use logic. If it's not possible for you to maintain and afford a house, because you will compromise a lot of peace of your mind in the house, in the family, if you are already worried about paying the mortgages and concerns you have. It's better not to have that stress in you, because we are still in lockdown. You can buy a property if you can afford it later on, or you have a difficulty in paying the mortgages. You will be more vulnerable and challenging, because even especially a warning to those who are giving unconditional offer, unless you have additional costs sitting with you, additional funds. Remember, you need about 2% as a purchase value as a closing cost, other than Toronto. Toronto has a double transfer tax, land transfer tax. You will be paying more money. But the bank who has given you approval today, and if you're closing in 4 or 5 months down the line, they will call for a new appraisal before they lend you the money. It doesn't mean anything, you already have approval. Bank can change their mind before they give you the money. So make sure you have a contingency plan and contingency fund. That's what we talk about. So semi-detached average in Toronto is 1.28 million as a semi-detached. And 905 is a 932,000 average. And price increase average 11.5% in 416 and 20.6% average in 905 area. So how is your average going on in your area?
So you know what? The averages are, good information. But the thing is, every community is different.
Yeah.
There's some communities, the homes sell for $10-20 million. Other communities, sell for significantly less. So it's really important, if you're interested to, upsize, downsize, get into the market, you just have to call, your specialist, Peel Region, Toronto, you can call Tahir, Oakville, Burlington, Hamilton, you can talk to me. Because it's just important to dive down into the specific community. Because, I've got different stats here. I have, just an overall for the GTA, 18.3% increases. The average sale price is, 1 million, almost 1.1 million. But there are homes in all price ranges, starting at, what would you say Toronto starts at, 600,000-700,000, and, it all depends on the community that you're in for, the type of lifestyle that you're looking for.
The important thing is when you are going out buying a property, you are meeting a realtor. Ken and me both are realtor, but we also fellow of the Real Institute of Canada, and he's also certified property manager. I'm a certified international property specialist. I deal with international properties. If anybody's coming from overseas to Canada or people are going from Canada to overseas, I can help them negotiate the prices and connect them with people who are CIPS. The important thing is, does it make any sense when you can afford based on your financial? You got a pre-approval, you got a commitment from the bank. Banks tell you, or the lender tell you how much you can afford. And then it all depends how much saving you have. And also, do you have contingency plan? Because in COVID, you will be able to, depending on your job style, there's a possibility that your income will reduce. And you need a saving where you draw money to pay your mortgage, you pay your line of credit, you pay your Visa, MasterCard, car insurance, utility bills, property taxes, list goes on. So how well you are prepared to take on these risks? Have you done your budget? Do you, in mortgage rule, they say know your product, especially that realtors have to make sure they know their client, what they can afford. They are financially capable. When they select a property, they need to make sure they can afford that property is suitable for your client. This is a part of a parcel with what the mortgage rules are when you're getting mortgage approval, and same thing with real estate. So when we sit down and analyze what is the affordability, why would you stretch yourself beyond that? Because emotionally you like a property or you're trying to compete with something that you can afford.
Exactly, Tahir, because you cannot overextend yourself. What you have to do, if you're not in the real estate market currently, you just have to get into the real estate market by either moving, outside of the major centers. So, there are, nice properties just outside of the GTA, with, video and, connecting via computer. People are able to work remotely. So you can either move outside of the major downtown areas of the GTA, or an alternative is just to buy a smaller condo unit, build equity for a few years, and then you're able to sell that and upsize.
Yeah. So viewers, now we're going to talk about townhomes. What is the average price? The idea is to give you an idea what happened in your first quarter of 2021. And I am talking to my guest, Ken Finch, who's a FRI and CPM, and also I'm a FRI and a CIPS. So townhome, townhome. Average price is $950,000 in 416 and $846,000 in 905 area. Remember, this report is from Toronto Regional Real Estate Board and includes all GTA and 905 area that are served by Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. The average price increase for townhome 15% in Toronto from last March to this March, and 22.6% 905 area. So it appears to me, Ken, that lots of people are moving away from 416 area because one reason, 416 has double taxes, land transfer taxes.
Yes.
Prices is higher, and young couples with the family need the place backyard or play area for their children. So they are moving away from the larger city. They're going toward Mississauga and Oakville, and then they're going to
Oh yeah, and beyond. The the bidding wars are not just in the Greater Toronto area. They are, Hamilton prices have increased substantially, and if you keep going west, London, Kitchener, Guelph, Waterloo, Cambridge, the real estate market there is on fire. If you keep going west all the way to Windsor, anywhere where there is a built-up area, such as Windsor, London, Kitchener, and such, the real estate market has exploded. And going east all the way up to Ottawa, the Ottawa prices, I heard yesterday, a house sold for, I believe, $1 million over asking. But don't believe the media, because that house was, probably listed extremely under market value. And, I'm sure it sold for over market value, but they're comparing that house may have had upgrades and, an addition put on. You can't really believe the media. They're going to tell you stories that, that try and excite you, or that, that create hype. And most of the stories that you hear about real estate are really, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because the market value has gone up quite a bit. And these, when you hear 1, 2, 3, 400,000 over market value or over the sale price, that's just the market value.
My concern is that when realtors are listing and listening to the sellers and listing below market value, it creates a question in consumers' mind: do I really need a realtor?
Exactly.
They don't know what they're doing. They not be calculating the value and list the price that is what is true market value or close to the estimated market value, because underlisting is cutting their own profession, because the question of competency comes into the picture. Don't you?
Yes. Oh no, that's a big problem, because people are leaving a lot of money on the table. They are not getting the full price that that's the potential to receive from the sale of a property. So, that's sometimes it's a good opportunity for a buyer if someone is selling their own home and you're represented by a realtor. You can even negotiate, the realtor can negotiate the price even lower sometimes. But the industry works best if you have a buying agent, where typically there's not a charge because you're paid a commission from the listing broker. And if you're selling, it's 99 times out of 100, in my opinion, it's best to use a professional, experienced realtor. Like, you can't really call your cousin that just received your license. You need to speak with a professional, and it doesn't have to be someone that has a realtor is in the office closest to your home. Just use an experienced professional realtor, and in this market, you'll do extremely well.
Okay, viewers, you were watching 2021 Q1 market update from Avaz Entertainment in Canada, around the globe, with my guest, Ken Finch. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back and we continue our conversation and update you about the market. And if you have any question, please feel free to call us. The phone number is on the screen. We're going to take a short break for now.
छोटी सी तकरीब में शिरकत भी आपके प्यारों को कोविड-19 की जानलेवा बीमारी का शिकार बना सकती है। जब तक सबको वैक्सीन नहीं लग जाती, अपने घरों में रहें और जिंदगियां बचाएं।
मंजुला, ओ अनुष्का, Thank God you remembered us after such a long time.
Your house is so elegant. You must have gone through a hard time to find this kind of place.
This didn't take much effort in finding, thanks to Riaz. Pupudu and I mentioned the things we really wanted, and according to that, Riaz found this house. And he also showed us the path to buy a new house while keeping our old house.
Oh, Manjula, can you give me the number of Riaz so I could contact him today itself?
A household name, Riaz Rauf, Rushdie Rauf.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
– 2020 का लाजवाब ऑफर, जहां हम 0% फाइनेंसिंग पर आपकी मनपसंद कार दे रहे हैं, फ्री विंटर टायर्स, और साथ ही हम मुफ्त ऑयल चेंज भी दे रहे हैं, वो भी उम्र भर के लिए। अभी आएं और इस लाजवाब ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। जल्दी करें, आपका खुशामदीद हमारे आउटलेट में, जो कि 60 क्वींस प्लेट ड्राइव एट इंटरसेक्शन क्लोज टू हाईवे 27 एंड रेक्सडेल अपोजिट टू वुडबाइन रेस ट्रैक। जल्द से जल्द इस ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। आज ही कॉल करें सुनील अग्रवाल को 647-703-0218। डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, एलजी, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं, जो आप बाआसानी से ले सकते हैं। एट डिक्सी वी सेल क्वालिटी एंड डिलीवर कॉन्फिडेंस।
डिक्सी और एग्लिंटन के इंटरसेक्शन पे तशरीफ लाइए ज़ौक़ रेस्टोरेंट। जायकेदार लजीज खानों का मरकज, पाकिस्तानी, इंडियन और हक्का चाइनीज। आप हमसे लाइव बारबेक्यू और कैटरिंग के लिए राब्ता कर सकते हैं। राब्ते के लिए हमारा नंबर 9056257786।
ज़ौक़ रेस्टोरेंट, ज़ौक़ वालों के लिए।
आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट, कनाडा का सबसे ज्यादा देखा जाने वाला उर्दू हिंदी टीवी चैनल अब दस्तयाब है सैटेलाइट और केबल पर। इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, सऊदी अरब, यूनाइटेड अरब इमिरात, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, न्यूजीलैंड, यूनाइटेड किंगडम और कई सारे मुमालिकों में दस्तयाब। दुनिया के कोने कोने में पहुंचेगी आपकी आवाज, सिर्फ और सिर्फ आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट के साथ। देखिए खेल की आवाज हर पीर शाम 7 बजे। आज की बात समीना जबीन के साथ हर मंगल रात 8 बजे। इस्लाम इन मॉडर्न टाइम हर मंगल और जुमा शाम 6 बजे। कैनेडियन मोज़ेक हर बुध रात 8 बजे। रियलिटी कॉफी टॉक हर जुमेरात शाम 7 बजे। टुनाइट टॉक हर जुमा शाम 7 बजे। देखिए तकरार, कीजिए तकरार समीना जबीन के साथ हर रोज रात 9 बजे और रिपीट सुबह 9 बजे। आप देख रहे हैं आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट, आवाज आपकी, चैनल हमारा, जुड़िए हमसे।
छोटी सी तकरीब में शिरकत भी आपके प्यारों को कोविड-19 की जानलेवा बीमारी का शिकार बना सकती है। जब तक सबको वैक्सीन नहीं लग जाती, अपने घरों में रहें और जिंदगियां बचाएं।
Manjula,
Oh, Anushka, thank God you remembered us after such a long time.
your house is so elegant. You must have gone through a hard time to find this kind of place.
This didn't take much effort in finding, thanks to Riaz. Pupudu and I mentioned the things we really wanted, and according to that, Riaz found this house. And he also showed us the path to buy a new house while keeping our old house.
Oh, Manjula, can you give me the number of Riaz so I could contact him today itself?
A household name, Riaz Rauf, Rushdi Rauf.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the globe. Our program is now broadcast on satellite TV as well as cable network available all over the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm your host. Tonight we are talking about 2021 Q1 market update in real estate, and my best friend, Ken Finch is with me. He's a FRI and CPM. We're talking about what's going on in the market. We're giving you update. And we suggest to you, as we have talked about various aspects of it, hire an experienced real estate professional, and we both are FRIs. We can help you. So Ken, what do you think? Where this market is going? Do you think people think about it? I have a few buyers and they have put quite a bit of offers and they were not successful because we have to put condition for them. And remember, you said that a lot of people are giving unconditional offer, no mortgage, no inspection, no condition. Whereas as a prudent, responsible real estate professional, you have a fiduciary duty to protect your client. It is always in your back of your mind that if they accept this offer, affordability is an issue. What if happen in your mind that if they delay it, they still have to sell their house, but they want to put unconditional offer on the property. They buy it, but their property is not sold or is not in the market. Various scenarios come to your mind. So what are you thinking? And you also have a disappointed buyer.
Oh, definitely.
He or she is upset that why listing agents are underlisting the property. If this is not true value, why we risk ourselves and go book a showing and go see a house if it's not a true market value?
Right. What should really be happening instead, anyone that wants to list the property under market value should really just list it for, say, $1. And that way it will be crystal clear that you have to do your research. You have to see what the market value is in that neighborhood and submit an appropriate offer. Because these prices that have, 1, 2, 3, 400,000, 600,000, 800,000 over the asking price, it's not a true reflection of the market value. That price that it sells for is the new market value. And, it still may be, say, 150,000 over market value, but like I mentioned previously, that house may have some extreme renovations. It may have additions. It may have extra bedrooms. So it's really, really specific to the community and then down to the property. So you really have to talk to an experienced realtor to know what is happening and what is going to happen with prices. They've gone up, on average about 30% from January. So this Q1 2021 update, that is the result. Approximately 30%, that's the average, depending on the community, from Peel region, York region, Durham region, Halton region, Toronto. The average is about 30%. So what will happen towards for the rest of the year? We don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. What is the government going to do? Our mortgage rates. One factor that that you can determine if prices will drop. If interest rates start going up, then prices will go down. That will help stabilize the market. So Tahir, what's the, a 5-year fixed mortgage rate right now?
Right now is 1.74, almost close between 1.74 or between less than 2%.
Exactly. So say 2%. Historically low interest rates. So the interest rates are low. So, my first property that I purchased was a 5% interest rate. I think I renewed even higher at about 5.25%. My parents back in the 1970s, they had a 20% interest rate. So the higher the interest rate, the lower the property value goes, because you're not confirming, what you're confirming is a monthly payment. So if the interest rate is higher, the price will be lower. If the price is lower, then it's all relative.
The question is really accumulation of debt. Our Canadian ratio of income versus what they earn, what they pay, the debt ratio is almost 1 to 180 or something. And it's really gone up and it's growing up. That's a concern. The government is printing lots of paper, the checks, and printing out paper. It has like no value. And unfortunately, I was looking at inflation, CPI growth. It was inflation was 2021. In February was 1%. And I'm looking at GDP growth in fourth quarter 2020 was 9.5%. And employment growth in February was minus 5.4%. So I think that what's happening right now, as we get out from the COVID, most likely business will expand. I think the interest rate are likely to come up because very historically low, and government cannot afford to have debt in trillions of dollars by the public by buying bigger houses. The problem people have to think about is any correction in the marketplace, and also the government should unfreeze any restriction on building new constructions home.
Definitely.
Balance supply and demand. Why the construction companies? Now, if people think that they can go to buy a pre-construction home, they are still paying the future value. And they are pretty smart now because they can see the data available from a real estate professional and they have updated their value. Unbelievable what's going on in pre-construction.
It is. It's one of the problems are the municipalities are charging development levies to the builders. It can be, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the builders have to pass that expense along to the buyer. So the municipalities are receiving hundreds of millions of dollars on development levies. So what really needs to happen is the towns and cities need to reduce the development levies so the builders can it's almost impossible for someone new to start in the real estate development industry. You need extremely deep pockets. It's extremely difficult. And for the developers that are able to build new properties, they're passing on these excessive levies onto the consumer. So we need that will lower property values.
The other thing is that that because of COVID, it had disturbed our life, our way of life, transportation, and manufacturing, distribution, everything. So your cost of material has gone up. So because production capacity has been certain areas, 10%, 20%, some area totally shut down. I'm talking about Ontario is locked down. I do not know how much industry has been shut down. but some capacities like reduced to 25%. I know big stores like Walmart or other things, they cut down all the shopping except food and sanitary supplies.
Yes.
So imagine the people, jobs are connected with them. So if they're getting to the minimum support, like money coming from the government, they have to cut down their expenses. If they cut down their expenses, it will not stimulate the economy. It impacts everything. So construction is slowing down because of COVID. Less houses will be coming, more value will go up. And also, if the production, transportation, bringing material from overseas for construction, for example, drywall come from the United States, if those are coming late, it's costing more money, then costs will go up. Maybe 25, 30, 40% go up. If that cost of construction goes up, there is no way the price of residential home will be coming down at all.
No. And that's a big problem. We really need to speed up the process for building permits and let the developers get more supply into the market, because that is a major problem right now. That's one of the major contributing factors to the house prices going up, 30, 40% in some areas, because there is no supply. And the developers want to put more homes on the market, but just the amount of red tape and the levies are making it difficult. And it's only allowing the big developers to move forward with the big subdivision projects, because it's just too difficult for a small developer. The banks are extremely tight with their financing, and it makes it extremely hard for the smaller infill projects, or if some developer wants to put 30 homes, he has enough land for 30 homes to go on the market. It's just the building costs have gone up, which is another issue, but it's more of the government regulations that are stopping this.
Wonderful. We have one more segment of our real estate that we have not discussed about, is condo apartment. This information is a market watch from Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, and from last March to this March, the 416 average price was 707,000 condominium. It does not talk about the size, bedroom 1, 2, 3. It's just the condominium average price. In 416 was 707,000, and average price in 905 area 607,000. The price increase was minus in 416, 0.7%, whereas 905 area was 13.5%. That shows that people are thinking about away from 416 area. This is the market update on Awaz Entertainment by Realty Coffee Talk. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm your host. Any final word before we end our program, Ken?
Just that, this market that we're in right now at the beginning of April 2021 is extreme. It actually doesn't matter what date it is. It's just important to talk to an experienced real estate professional. Tahir is a mortgage broker and also the broker of record at City Pro Realty. Talk to Tahir, talk to myself. You need to talk to a professional to let you know what's going on in the current real estate market. And it's always possible to get into the real estate industry. You just have to have a plan. So talk to a professional. And if you're not in the real estate market yet, you have to get in to start building equity. And then you can continue on to get bigger homes and, live your life.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, viewers. You are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment and around the world. My guest, I thank you, Ken Finch, for attending tonight's show, updating public about 2021 Q1 real estate market update. Viewers, if you are involved in buying and selling real estate, construction, you're a home builder or renovator, plumber, electrical, realtor, or painter, you wish to advertise on Awaz Entertainment, you have a special discount available to you. Only thing you have to say, you have heard it on Awaz Entertainment or Realty Coffee Talk show with Tahir Qureshi. You will get a very special price. Call our line that you can see on the screen and get your special advertisement. You cannot match this discount prices. You can get this best price available to market your product in Canada, around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I take this opportunity on behalf of Realty Coffee Talk and Awaz Entertainment to wish all our health doctors, nurses, medical staff, armed forces, military for their contribution and service to fellow Canadian citizens. May God bless you. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Thank you very much. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. on Realty Coffee Talk and Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. Bye for now.